Hello book dragons, I'm Ru and you're with my channel. Welcome to my mind. How's the day going? Mine's pretty good actually because I am pre-filming tons of videos and I'm having so much fun talking about TV shows and beer and books. So in that spirit, I decided to do the intimidating TBR tag. So this is what we're doing today. No more jibber jabber, jumping in right to the question number one, a book on your TBR pile that you haven't finished. For this one, I chose Supernatural, Psychology, Roads Less Traveled by Travis Langley and Lynn Zibernus. I absolutely love this book and I've read some chunk of it. Since this is non-fiction, the reading goes a little slower and I absolutely enjoy reading this book. It's just that you need to be in a specific mood to get into the psychology behind the characters and traumas of Supernatural, the best show in the world. That's the only reason why it's still on my TBR. You've probably seen this book in a lot of my videos. I received it almost 4 months ago and I still am going through it slowly but surely. I am enjoying this one. A book you just haven't had the time to read. Now, I don't have such a book, to be honest. If I have the time, I read what I want, so I can't say I didn't have the time to read something. It's more like I didn't really felt like reading something. So a book you haven't read because it's a sequel. How could you, have you read the first one? I don't have one. A book you haven't read because it's brand new. And for this one, I have The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. It was just the other week that I read The Bear and the Nightingale, or I think that's how you say it in English, and I absolutely adored this book and I can't wait to jump into the second one that was published 3 months ago, but in English. And I really wanted to read this particular trilogy in Bulgarian, so I'm gonna wait until they translate it and publish it in Bulgarian. A book by an author you read previously but didn't really like. And for this one, I have another new book of mine, and that's Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This is new for me, but it's an old book. It's Before You Freak Out. It's not that I didn't like Neil Gaiman. The only other book by him that I read was Good Omens, the one that he does with collaboration with Terry Pratchett. And even though I did enjoy the book to some extent, there were a lot of things that I didn't like about this book. I gave it good rating because the idea was fresh and new, but it kind of unnerved me, probably because I chose it for a readathon, which was not a good idea. But I feel like I haven't exactly felt this author, even though I read a book by him. So this seems like an interesting story and it's probably one that I'm gonna read real soon. A book on your TBR pile that you are just not in the mood to read. Okay, so for this one I chose Mindhunter by John Douglas and Mark Oshaka. This is a book that I bought years ago and I was very interested in the intricacies and affairs and all the things that are going on in the behavior unit of the FBI, which is partly inspired because I'm a huge Criminal Minds fan. Very recently, this book was actually adopted into a TV show that I still haven't watched because I still hold the hope that I would read the book first. But I just haven't really felt in the mood for criminal stories. I actually started reading this book and I was, I don't know, 3 chapters in, but I just didn't feel like it. I hope I feel in the mood for that soon because I really believe it's an interesting story. So, a book on your TBR pile that you haven't read because it's enormous. And for that, I've been having, so yeah, a lot of judgments right here I know are gonna come, but that would be Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. I'm a huge Tolkien fan, not the biggest obviously because I haven't read Lord of the Rings. I had read 3-4 of his other books. I've read The Hobbit, I've read Silmarillion, and I've read some of his short stories, but I haven't read Lord of the Rings. I mean, I love the movies. I did. When I was in high school, I started reading Lord of the Rings, but I only got over the first part and it wasn't the moment for me. So now I have come to a decision. I have to put some years between my last viewing of the movies, which was, if I remember correctly, 2 years ago, and kind of let myself forget a little bit of the story and then actually find the time to dedicate in my mind mentally to one such big story. I just need to be in the right mind and forget all the right things before I start with Lord of the Rings. So definitely, but it's on my TBR. I have the book, I bought the book. I saved a lot to buy this book. A book on your TBR you bought because of the cover. I don't buy books because of their covers. I've only bought one book because the cover looked very, very good, but it was of the author that I already wanted to start reading. That's Stephen King, and the book didn't survive because I went halfway through the book. It's The Bazaar of Bad Dreams that I have, but I'm just gonna pop the picture right here. The Bazaar of Bad Dreams, but I wasn't able to finish the book, I'm sorry.
The moral of this jibber jabber is don't buy books for the covers, buy them for the stories.
A book on your TBR you found the most intimidating, probably Lord of the Rings because of its size. Who do you want to tag? I want to tag you, whoever you are watching this video. If you want to do the tag, you can do the tag, whether you want to film it, you want to blog about it, you want to Twitter about it, or you just want to comment all of your answers in the comment section down below. So tag, you're it. That was for the tag. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not a fan already. And if you do all of these things, I'll be eternally grateful for the support because people on the internet, YouTubing really need the support. And I'll see you next time.